Hi everyone, today I want to show you an easy way that you can install patio lights on your deck with no drilling, no holes, no tools, and still get the most beautiful patio lights you've ever seen with these visible filament LED patio lights from Wintergreen Lighting. Ready to learn more? Let's get into it. Patio lights are a universal symbol for good times. They light up outdoor spaces so you can enjoy them at night. They draw people outdoors and they look beautiful. You'll see a lot of videos or instructional materials that get into drilling holes, running guy wires, installing bolts, and for some installations those are necessary. But let's say you have a small to medium-sized deck and you don't want to damage your structures, or maybe you're renting and you want to enjoy patio lights on the deck without drilling holes. Well, good news, there's an easier way. Today, Kristie from Christmas Lights Etc. is going to show us a way to install patio lights on your deck that's secure but doesn't involve any tools, using 10-foot flagpoles and universal pole holders. Now let's talk about the patio light bulbs we'll be putting up. These are shatterproof, visible filament LED bulbs, so there's no risk of them breaking and dropping glass on your deck. And the visible filament adds visual interest that looks like old-fashioned incandescent lights, but they're LED. The stringer is 16-gauge SJTW stringer. SJTW means that this wire is super insulated, weatherproof, rated for continuous year-round use. Now let's talk about some of the options we have in these patio lights. First is length. Okay, Kristie, so how long is this deck that we're going to light?
So what we have here is a little over 12 feet, and what I'm going to be using today is a 15-foot patio stringer. That's going to allow me to have a little bit of swag between each of the poles that I'm going to install.
Okay, and swags are what? Tell us.
So swag is just how deep you want of a curve on the lights. Once you install them, it's a personal preference. Some people want a deeper swag, some people want them a little bit more straight across. I like just enough to create an ambiance with that swag.
So if you had, say, 25 feet of linear length that you need to light, you'd probably want to go with like a 30-foot set, something
Correct.
like that. And then that allows you to have those swags in the middle.
It does, yes. Our patio light kits come in multiple sizes: 15, 30, 45, 50, and 100-foot kits. Next is spacing. When it comes to how far apart to space patio lights, they're a little different from Christmas lights. Patio light bulbs like these S14s here tend to be a little larger than Christmas lights, so you don't want them to get too close together. Otherwise, they can provide too much light. Spacing bulbs 18 inches apart or 24 inches apart provides you nice ambient lighting without being overbearing. Finally, let's talk about the one design element of the wire itself: drops. Drops are short extensions from the wire down to the bulb. This lets the bulb hang a little lower, works particularly well in swag applications like the one that we're going to show you here in this video. Inline sockets have no drops, so they would be better used for situations where you wanted to run a straight line of patio lights, like zip tying them to the railing of your deck. All right, now that you know about the patio lights we'll be installing, let's put them up. Okay, so I wanted to come up with a way for everyone to be able to install patio lights without any drilling or nails involved. All you need is a universal pole mount and a standard 10-foot flagpole. These will work on wood railings as well as metal. Today I want to show you how to install a universal pole mount. Now, as you can see, there's a set screw here. So this is going to work on whatever thickness your metal railing is or your wood railing. And when you install it, you always want to make sure it's up against a spindle. That just gives you extra stability. So what we're going to do is put this clamp right here, make sure to press it all the way against the rail, and then you just start tightening. Once you install your bracket here at the top, also make sure you install one at the base. This is just going to give you extra stability for those poles. So when you're determining where to put these brackets, what you're going to want to do is measure the entire length of your railing. So here we have a little over 12 feet. What I've done is I have one to the far left, one to the far right, and then get your center point. If you're installing, maybe you have a 25-foot railing, you're going to want to have at least one more pole. So I have 3 here, you're going to want 4 there to be able to support the weight of the lights. So what I have here is a standard 10-foot flagpole kit. You can get these anywhere online or in a lot of retail stores. What you're going to want to do is these 3 pieces here will attach for a flat deck railing system. It's also going to come with a spike. Maybe you've got a ground level deck. what you're gonna do is put the bracket opposite of the way I have it installed here, so that you still have the stability of the railing for these poles, but you can use the spike into the ground. So you're always gonna put these kits together because these poles come in multiple pieces. There's gonna be a little divot here that you're gonna line up with the divot that's in this pole. Obviously these are a little bit long, so it's easier to turn this upside down so that you can line it all up. And then you do a little twist and it locks it into place. Then all you're gonna do is take this pole, put it through your centerpiece, go down to your base, and as you can see, there's a lot of movement there, but that's why you have this second set screw. You're gonna put these in as tight as you can do it without damaging the pole and making a huge dent. And now we're gonna screw in the bulbs. This is what we call a booted socket. This just gives you extra stability and moisture resistance, so you're not gonna get water in there. That's why these are rated for year-round use. So make sure to screw these in really tight. If you think it's tight enough, well, just make sure. If you can't turn it anymore, then it's good. Once you're completed, and once you've screwed in all the bulbs, make sure to plug in the entire run before you get up on the ladder to do the install. Now we're actually gonna install the patio lights. With your flagpole, they always come with this little hook, which is where you would normally put your flag. What you're gonna do is take this, slide on your first bulb. Now to make sure you get those swags just perfect, what we're gonna do, the very first bulb I'm gonna install here. I'm then gonna come down and go install my very last bulb. That way you can get a perfect symmetry by then installing the center point with your center pole. Obviously here is my center point. You can also see there is no hook here because there's not a light here, but you can still easily hook this up. You just have to push a little bit harder on this and make sure it's right here in the center. For extra stability, you also could come back and just attach a little bit of zip tie around there. Now that your patio lights are installed, you don't want this unsightly cord just hanging around. So what you're gonna do is have that plugged in and then just do a simple spiral all the way down so it's nice and clean, and then plug it in at your power source.
So there you have it. Fast, easy way to install patio lights on your deck with no drilling, no holes, no tools required. And if you're interested in seeing the patio lights that we installed in this video, you can find those at christmaslightsetc. Just click on the link in the description, it'll take you right to them. If you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed to us yet on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button as well. That'll make sure you get future videos like this when they come out. Look, the weather's turning warmer, beautiful warm summer nights, so get out inside, enjoy those patio lights, and I'll see you next time.